Okay. All right. Greetings, my invisible friends of 5, if that's even still the amount of people that still watch my live streams. As you've noticed, background behind me is different. Where are you, you might ask? Well, I'm at a good friend's house, and don't worry, I didn't cut my hair. This is just some that's hanging down, which I think is kind of cute. And I got my hair up in a thing, hair clip. Why I titled this one, I'm Clergy Now, Yayeee, because my husband a few minutes ago was down here and he helped me get my, I think it's like a classic wedding set kit that's going to come that will have my clergy paperwork, my clergy tag that I can clip on my clothing, and hopefully a wallet. I guess there's like a wallet clergy thing too that you get, but Chris said he might get his later, or he got his later rather, so don't be upset if mine comes later, which I'm not upset. So when my packet gets here in 3 to 5 business days, then I can't say for absolute sure right now, because I think there is like an additional $10 fee that my husband was telling me about that you have to pay if you want to be acknowledged by the state, so that like weddings, hand fastings, and stuff like that are performed legal. So I'm not doing anything wrong. Also wanted to live stream about what's a delicate way to put it? Social circle was taken away from us that we used to have in the basement. There is 8 apartments in this building that I'm living in. And one of the tenants in this building, because he did not know what was going on, he didn't understand the situation, and he didn't even have the decency or courtesy to come to me and ask me what was going on, which if he would have done that, then I could have, relaxed his fears that no, nobody's living down in the basement. No, we're not throwing parties down there. It is a social circle, nothing more. Sometimes we sit down here to pray. Sometimes we sit down here to meditate. Sometimes we sit down here to socialize, just socialize. And yes, I will burn incense. That's the smoke you see drifting across the screen. I will burn incense. I will burn candles with Corona going on and all that. It's like I was trying to provide a resource that I do realize was not my job to do. And not my place really, but I did it out of the kindness of my heart, and I was trying to fulfill a need that I thought needed to be filled. I had no objections to the social circle down in the basement. Anybody in the building that was a tenant and wanted to participate could, no problem. Come on down, If there's a certain topic you want to discuss, maybe we'll discuss it. But if it's something that people are uncomfortable discussing, well, then obviously, no, we won't be able to discuss it. But come down. Nobody said you weren't invited, but you didn't even have the decency or courtesy, Matt, to ask if it was okay, to ask what's going on down here. No, you had to go and blab your mouth to the landlord and to John, the building manager, which is a worthless piece of SHIT, that sits on his fat butt and collects rent all day, lives here rent-free. He's a jerk towards everybody, and I'm tired of him. I used to have great respect for the man, but I don't anymore, and as far as I'm concerned, I will never speak to the bastard again. Because he overstepped bounds. He made assumptions where he had no right. He didn't even have the courtesy and ask me proper. He had to come down and ask me, giving me the 3rd degree, when I told him sometimes I meditate down here. Sometimes I meditate down here. Sometimes I study. Joe gave us permission just the day before. that we could sit down here and it was okay because we're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, sometimes we might play music down there, but it's not like we're blasting it, and John, he was really, really pissy towards me and then he has the nerve to walk out of the room and say, it's uncalled for. This place shouldn't look like this. You had no right to do this. Okay, well, I'm sorry, John, when did you become the landlord? Because the landlord just told us yesterday it was okay because he saw what was going on down here and saw that it was nothing wrong. So what the heck? So John comes into the room and he's like, what? It was for the sole purpose of giving us something pretty to look at when we socialize. Sorry, I didn't realize this was a crime. But because I was using I statements instead of we statements, he's like, so you're telling me this is your room? No, I'm not telling you this is my room. I'm telling you Joe gave us permission. This is a sitting room. Nothing more. What are you throwing a fit about? Get your progenitive organ out of somebody's butt. I mean, come on. Matt saw fit to tell John, and therefore it got back to Joe, that I was letting somebody live in my basement or in the basement. No, I wasn't. There was an incident involving J and W, which is how I refer to them because that way it's initials. It could be anybody, but they know who they are. And I will not give their name on here because I don't want to associate with them whatsoever, and that even means, to me, that means not speaking their name. So I would just refer to them as J and W. J and W illegally, if you've seen my previous live stream before this one, J and W illegally and against my consent, which I did not give, stayed in the basement Sunday night past, which was, as we all know, Memorial Day weekend. I trusted that Jay was going to lock up, like he said. Him and his boyfriend sat down there and ate their chicken salad. They were going to lock up and they were going to go wherever they go because they're homeless. There was another incident before this. They were sleeping in the side yard, apparently. Joe found out about it, so he put the gate back up and he put a lock on it. Now, it's like nobody can go in there unless they, have the key. So I'm glad he did that because I certainly don't want J and W staying here illegally because that was never the deal. They woke me up Saturday morning at 8:00 because Chris came and nudged me and said, W and J are on the back porch. And I said, what? So I stumbled down the steps. I was half asleep. I was in my night clothes. I answered the door, and sure enough, there they were both sitting. And they proceeded to tell me that they're homeless and blah, blah, blah. And, they had apparently come a long way to, visit. So, I didn't see any harm in it. It was just a visit. And that was all it was meant to be. So I thought, okay, this ain't so bad. Let's just, go ahead, come down, hang out, I've got stuff to drink. I'll give you guys something to eat. Just give me a minute. I'm sure I've got something upstairs you can munch on or whatever. But I fed them. Oh, my nose is itching. I fed them. I give them a place to hang out. But never did I say at any time that it was okay for them to spend the night down there, which they did Sunday night. Matt found out about it, told John. John called the cops. Cops came, made J and W leave. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But what I also did not know was, because I thought when they were filed out of here by the cops that they took all their stuff with them. Because Jay had a big suitcase and they had like several bags, I think, or something or another. They raided a donate box in the area and brought a bunch of clothes from that because that's all they have as far as clothing right now. So I don't really see that they did any wrong in that, but when they brought it here, that's another matter. One, let's look at the obvious. You don't know who wore the see that they did any wrong in that, but when they brought it here, that's another matter. One, let's look at the obvious. You don't know who wore the sauna for, it can have bed bugs in it, you don't know, but they don't care. They just think it's clothes. I don't care. So I did not know that they had spent Sunday night down in the basement. And apparently they did. But I also didn't know until Memorial Day, which was Monday past, because this is Wednesday now, so it was 2 days ago. We were down there cleaning up their mess. Went to Sam's Club for a short time. We were gone for a couple of hours. When we left, J and W were asleep down in the basement. But because it was in the middle of the day, I didn't see any wrong. They had been up for 3 days trying to find a place to live, trying to find a place to stay, trying to find a place to crash or whatever, all the same. But they couldn't find anything. They were hungry. They were tired. I know I've been up 5 days straight before I went back in my crack days. So I can relate to the exhaustion, to the hunger, to the absolute, like, you're in a bad mood all the time and you just want more rock and that whole nightmare. So we cleaned up their mess, and as I was trying to stuff everything back in our storage cage down in the basement, I had a somber face, I was frowning, I was upset, I was in my night clothes, and I'm down there barefoot and trying to clean up their mess and trying to put everything back in the cage because the permission that Joe had given us the day before was suddenly revoked when John went and talked to him. Because John apparently fabricated some stuff and probably lied about some stuff. Why should I believe otherwise? John is a jerk. So Joe said, okay, you guys can't stay down there. You can't sit down there anymore. So I thought, well, that's great because the 5 of us that most of the time were down there that actually participated actually really enjoyed it. It was cooler down there. If it was a crappy day outside and if it was like raining or something and, it was too cold and you didn't really want to sit outside, we could all sit in the basement. Okay, we did nothing wrong. But Matt made it out to be wrong. John made it out to be wrong. They twisted and messed it up in some frickin' thing that isn't even true. Because they just wanted to be jerks, I guess. And they should have come to me and they should have brought it to my attention. And if I would have known that J and W were down in the basement that night, I would have asked them to leave myself. I would have been like, guys, you've got to get out of here or somebody's going to call the cops. Because no matter how quiet you are down here, they're going to hear you. And all those times that we sat down in that basement, I would always hear Matt's TV. Did I ever complain about that? No. I could have raised the stink about that, but I didn't because I'm the better person. And so I know you're like, what does this have to do with being clergy? Nothing. But this is just something that I'm dealing with that isn't, wasn't a so great Memorial Day weekend because of 2 jerks that had to mess it up for everybody. But thank goodness, one of the tenants in the building, friend of mine, she allowed us to use her apartment to do the social circle from now on because at least here they can't bitch, they can't complain, they can't say we're throwing a party because we're not. We keep things down, we don't play loud music, we don't have alcohol here, we don't, we're not doing anything wrong. But back to the clergy stuff. So when I get my packet, I will do a live stream most likely about it because I'll be all happy and excited and I'll probably show off some of the documents and some of the various designs of marriage licenses that come with this particular kit that I'm getting. Because I think it was called like Classic Wedding Set or something like that, something general. So I don't know if, I think Chris said that we're already ordained, but there's that $10 fee that we have to pay at some point. I won't worry about it till I get my paperwork and I get my kit. So when it is official and everything is legalized and I can legally perform marriages and hand fastings, I definitely will live stream about it because for me, that will be a major life accomplishment that, and become a wedding planner. But that would involve another course that I can't afford to do because I already have 3 that are not in good standing with Stratford. One, maybe I'll try it here in a little bit. I don't know how long this live stream is going to be, but this is a major accomplishment, and I'm also sharing with any of you watching how my Memorial Day was ruined, but also we made something good of it because Chris cooked up a bunch of food. Darn it, my nose keeps itching. Chris cooked up a bunch of food and only 3 people showed up. And there's 8 in this building because 3 of them had already eaten. I'll give her name on here because if she happens to see one of these for somebody she knows, and they still talking badly about her because I'm not. I have nothing against her. She seems like a really nice lady. And, if I wanted to be a BITCH, then I would give her a name, which I only know her first name anyway, so what does it matter? But she's very quiet. She keeps to herself. So I don't invade her space. And, she may speak friendly in passing, but that's about it. So, but anyway, when I get my kit and it's all official and everything, I will do a live stream about it. And hopefully I will start getting some orders from people. I don't want to be swamped with a bunch at once because, how many weddings can you perform in a single day, or anything like that? But I got to get my feet wet. I got to get in the water. I got to, test the waters. I got to see. Oh, I really that's like a really interesting, it's a really interesting color. Anyway, I know I get distracted easily. But, being able to perform weddings and stuff will be a nice positive spin on things and a positive direction to move in my life so that I can make some people happy that truly love each other and want to be together. And I have the legal ability to perform the marriage or the hand fasting. Hand fastings, of course, are strictly going to be for those of us that are POTCs, practitioners of the craft, Wiccan, eclectic, meaning, I'm eclectic myself because I embrace all religion to a point. I'm always anxious to learn about other religions and how they do things and how they celebrate. But that doesn't mean that I'm suddenly going to become a Buddhist or a Baptist or a Methodist or anything like that. But it doesn't hurt to broaden your horizons because some of the marriages I may perform are going to be of other religions, obviously. So we'll see. But I am surprised that I was able to live stream here in my friend's apartment. But now that I know I can, you better believe I'll be down here a lot more often. Because she's down on the main floor. I live upstairs, and I'm on the opposite side of the hall than her. She's at work right now. She won't be home till like 9. She gets off about 9, gets here roughly most nights about 9:30 or so. But some nights they get done early and then, so they get home early because they get off work early. So I have to keep my glasses on my head because this is like an all lace top. Don't worry, I'm wearing it's not a bra. I tucked my shirt up underneath so that my belly could cool off, and I'm sitting in the AC thanks to my husband because he put in both AC units for my friend today because it was too hot in this place, and she has 2 cats. One of which has asthma, so he definitely needs the air, and it's comfortable and it's blowing right on me, and I'm in heaven. So now that I know I can live stream, I will definitely do it more often. Sometimes I'll be talking about random stuff. Other times I'll be talking about specific things like my religious take on things and what it has been for me on my Wiccan journey and on my craft journey as I, learn and grow as a human being and also as a witch. And now clergy. Yay! But I'm going to open Social Circle tonight because today was supposed to be my hermit day, so that means no socializing. Your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try. Oh, I hope it doesn't cut me off. Okay, it's having a little bit of connection issues. I guess I spoke too soon. But let's see, was there anything else I wanted to cover? Can't think of anything. I would leave this running to do a live stream when everybody else is here, but the way it's looking, it'll probably only be 2 other people right now anyway, because my sister who lives across the hall, a different sister from another mother, not my biological sister, which I do not acknowledge as my sister anymore. she's a narcissist, and I will no longer subject myself to her narcissism and expecting the world to just, put her on a pedestal and treat her like a goddess or a queen or something that she's not. So I don't know how much longer before I'm gonna be able to do my first paranormal investigation, but it is still in the back of my mind, and I do hope to achieve it someday soon, like sometime this summer. I still want Moonville Tunnel to be my first paranormal investigation, but I have to set some things in place, and my lips are chapped. I'm trying to get the dead skin off, which, some people may find disturbing or disgusting or whatever. I don't care. I don't like the feeling of the dead skin on my lips, and I just put on chapstick, so that makes it easier. I can just scrape it off. But anyway, I have acquired some new vessels, and therefore some new spirits. My spirit family is growing, my spirit keeping family. Excuse me. And some of those have been helping me today. I'm trying to write a letter to help my son, hopefully by some miracle, get out of MCI pretty quick. But it has to be done right. And this letter that he's wanting me to write is easier said than done, because I started a version of it a little while ago and then immediately noticed that, oh boy, I'm going to have to teach myself some writing skills, which means I'm going to have to start looking up writing skill things on here that I can do maybe for free. See about getting some free books on, proper writing skills, sentence structure, and all that. Because I tend to jump around too much, and then the person is going, what are you trying to say? Because they get completely lost in the array, and I'm the cause of it. So I want it to be done correctly, and I fail to understand what my son seems to think, or why my son seems to think that this letter he's wanting me to write on his behalf is somehow going to be the greatest letter ever written, and it's going to get the attention of the right people and the right places of authority so that he can come home. I think it might be the incense that I'm burning right now. Maybe I'm having a mild allergy to it because my nose won't quit itching, and it didn't start doing it until I lit this. So, but it's a scent that I haven't lit yet, so I don't think it's a serious allergy. It's just making my nose itch. But then they also say that when your nose itches, that sometimes it means somebody's thinking about you. Well, that's possible. I'm pretty sure my friend whose apartment this is tried to call me earlier, but I didn't feel like answering because I was literally trying to have some solitude to myself and, get more comfortable with my new spirits and let them know and, help them settle in and everything. I have an Amazon now. I have a beautiful snake that's a magical snake that has silver eyes, and let's see who else. I've got a vampire. I've got a Psy vampire. His name is, can I tell him your name? Is that okay? Okay. His name is Rook. He's, can I describe you the way it describes you? Just a little bit, just like your appearance. He's got fair skin, brown eyes, brown hair, and, I can't wait to start working with him, and, he probably already is trying to work with me. So I need to learn to listen, and I need to learn to hear them. And sometimes the only way you can do that is you have to go into quiet. You have to go into the solace of your mind and the quietude of your mind and stop talking verbally, but just open your mind to hear them and to listen. Let's see, I've got some freebies that I've got, like one of them is a vessel that projects a 15-foot radius protective shield around me, and that I think I can show off because it's this pouch that I'm wearing under my top it shouldn't get snagged on my top because this thing is like literally all lace. So that's why I have to wear my glasses on my head, because I've already I've already ripped a spot in this top, and I don't want it to unravel. This is my Amazon, this bracelet here. These two are not vessels, but if a spirit comes along and wants to use them as vessels, fine by me. I've got these two, which is amethyst and aventurine and diamond. That is a real diamond I bought myself with my stimulus check. And this is for whimsy and fun, and this is a cloth like woven bracelet that you have to pull these tight a little bit to get it to stay on your wrist. This is a sapphire. This is a diamond. This is a clodage ring. This is CZ silver steel band. Has my Jafar spirit in it, which is another one of my spirits. He's a genie. This is my engagement ring, and this is my peridot right here. So I have more coming. These are just some of that, one batch. But I have more coming. So, but this little guy right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my chain and hope that it's gonna fit, because this is a steel chain, and sometimes the only way I can get something to fit is I have to, add something to it, because this chain is so thick it won't go through every hole. And this is going to be one of those occasions. So I'm going to have to find, it's a lot of vessels, huh? Got my Arbor Giant on there. I've got my Jatar Spirit. I've got my Coral Dragon. I've got my 7 Angels. I've got my little orange heart there that's a new vessel. I've got a Jatar Spirit. I've got my Coral Dragon. I've got my 7 Angels. I've got my little orange heart there that's a new vessel. I've got a Rose Quartz that is another vessel. And some chain. Let me make sure this is the right side. And it's not. Okay. There we go. So, oops. And my Coral Dragon's being ornery. Guess I'm going to have to fasten it from this side, because I don't want my 7 Angel pendant. Don't want to be showing the back side of it. So, sorry, little buddy, but you're going to have to wait until I can find another piece to, tie you onto the chain or something. But anyway, that's a good one, because it's for self-confidence, which I really need, because, I have low self-esteem, and I'm trying to build it up. And now I have a purpose, and for all I know, it actually could be part of my destiny. I don't know at this time. Becoming clergy, being able to perform marriages and hand fastings, and have that to look forward to, and hope that, the word gets out and more people come to me and want me to perform weddings for them. And then that's when I'm going to have to decide on a price for performing the marriage. I'm getting something out of it, or I'm not doing it for free, because it's going to take my time, effort, and energy to perform the ceremony, and I will perform it well, but I want to be paid, because if I do it for free, then let's face it, everybody and their mother's going to be coming to me wanting to be hand fastened or married to somebody, and I don't want that on my shoulders. See if there was anything else I wanted to bring up or touch on. Don't think so. And I'm trying to determine if I want to keep this live stream going at this point, or if I want to just go ahead and cut it off for now and enjoy a couple more hours to myself of my hermitness, or hermeticism, if that's even a word. It's my word. It means my hermit status. My astrology today said, take some time to yourself. You need some solitude. So, well, here I am, being solitary. So I guess for now I'll say bye, blessed be. hope some of you ask me to perform marriages and hand fastings for you. This is the witch sign for those of us that are witches. Blessed be, hugs and kisses to all, and I will see you next time. Peace.